Hello! Thank you for tuning into the post-tournament analysis for the first BBC Online Chess Tournament. This video, we'll be looking at the third round of the match. Today, we're looking at MucasCheese with white and uncledooo with black. So, we're starting off with the Queen's pawn opening. The Queen's game declined. The modern variation is being played. This is extremely high-level chess, and both players are playing this opening well. To the unconventional d takes c4. This isn't often played because white gains the center with e4 and bishop takes c4. But there's some extremely strong and sharp lines that arise from this. So this game, in contrast to the last one, we're likely going to be seeing a kingside defense with maybe a c5 pawn break. Maybe also a queenside attack. Because black has the pawns over there, a c5 pawn break would be nice, hitting the d pawn. And while white is going to be trying to consolidate the center, maybe some extremely aggressive h3, g4, g5 type stuff. I don't see white queenside castle in this game though, so it's going to be mainly a center type game. Alright, so bishop takes, that's fine. Yep, c6. I'm not the biggest fan of c6. I prefer that black gets the bishop out. Maybe brings the bishop to... Yeah, maybe they bring the bishop to b6. Hit this. Hit the e pawn. Maybe play a6, b5. Bring the bishop to b7. But yeah, c6, I'm just not a fan of this. Alright, bishop goes back prematurely. Maybe they were thinking b5 could be played, followed by a4. I'm not sure. Alright, knight b7, this is good. This is developing pieces. Maybe we could see a rook e1, knight f8, rook g6, knight g6. That'd be cool. Castling. Alright, we see knight to b6, that's fine. Preventing the d5 pawn from pushing. Maybe threatening c5 in the near future. Alright, e5. I am really hating pawn at e5. As a knight just hops onto this amazing d5 square. This position, though black's bishop is trapped, is looking really, really strong for black, just because of the potential for a queenside attack here. This is looking fantastic. I'd be taking black in this position. Move takes. Knight takes. Okay, this is fine. Alright, h3. I'm not sure what h3 does. Again, black's bishop can't really do anything. g5, g4 isn't that feasible. So queen comes in. I'm not really a fan of that move. Alright. So while I would prefer the b6 knight, hop to d5 instead. So the b and a pawn can just push up the board collectively, and so the e7 knight can protect g6 and f5 pawn break. We can have knight to f5 later on, knight to f6 to defend it. Honestly, knight here isn't terrible either. So we see the aggressive rook to e1, which tries to bring the rook around, countered by the queen e7, which really focuses on the queen side here. Alright, a3, and the aggressive a5 that prematurely kicks the bishop back. Followed by, that is tough, followed by dropping the pawn on a4. Maybe this was intentional, I'm not sure. It seems like a miscalculation in my opinion. Alright, so we see the trade-off. Alright, c5, this is good. We're getting the bishop out. We're going to hit this. We're doing a pawn break also. We're also breaking the wall through the d4 pawn. This is good. It's weakening the e pawn. It's weakening the d pawn. Maybe we can see rook c8, rook d8 coming in, hitting these open files. This is looking really strong, though it does blunder the pawn. This is a good sacrifice. Alright, so bishop moves back, and bishop d7 is still played. Extremely strong position from black, even though they're down the pawn. Alright, so bishop to e4 hits the knight. Meaning black's horse is basically wedged there. If we try to move it, we drop the pawn, which is not ideal. Alright, so we see rook to b8 and queen to c2. Alright, now we've seen extremely aggressive pawn trade on d4 that's followed by both the rooks posing an extremely dangerous threat on the queen side. See, this is how strong rooks are in this game. Alright, so queen d2. Alright, rook to c4. Alright, so while the engine disagrees, I really liked rook to c4 because it just traps the knight there and it's the only realistic way to gain counterplay, rather than playing perfectly and being forced into a losing position over time. Alright, so we double up the rooks. Alright, we take her. Alright, queen a3, that's great. Hits there, it forces the rook to move, and just gets this counterplay here. Just strong, maybe we can hit the knight later if the queen moves. And so queen here, so obviously queen j doesn't work here, unfortunately. This is mate, because bishop It's h7 square. Alright, bishop d7. Great move. Prevents the queen from just jumping in. Queen can't go here. Alright, the queen can't go to either of these 4 squares. Right, so king's pretty damn safe. Alright, so bishop to d5. That is a blunder. Alright, so we've queen a1. Best move. It's a great move. Because we'd rather have black move the bishop later on, and we take the knight now. So there's no, queen c7 threats with mating if the bishop comes back. Alright, king move, queen takes. If the bishop comes back, there's no threats. Bishop hits here, and we also protect here. So queen here isn't much of a threat because we can just move the bishop back. It can't go in because the queen, right? So he takes. Bishop takes b7. All right, check, blocks. All right, so this is a dead equal position, but as we can see, black has a time advantage by around like 14 seconds. I mean, this is gonna be really, really close. I mean, like this probably won't be a draw. It's gonna be full on. It's gonna be an action-packed day. All right, so king up. That's smart. Yeah, like black's utilization of his kingside pawns blocks off white's queen. It's really strong and impressive. It really highlights the strength of BBC chess. All right, so we win the pawn. All right, so black's up the pawn. They're up 0.3. This is looking really, really good for black. All right, so the bishop trade off, and black further defends, preventing the white queen and pawns from making any gains. There are no checks here because the queen defends everything. It's really hard to push up and stuff. Maybe we could see some e4, queen check type stuff later on. Maybe we could see a queen trade on e4. Maybe if the king goes to g2, queen check, kabang, takes. Again, black is playing super safe, trying to win on time. 9 seconds to 22 seconds. All right. Now we see the mistake, queen to c5, because there's some perpetual check ideas here that check, right? Just keep them being checked. Really, really hard to stop all this. Okay, that's a little bit of an inaccuracy by black going queen c5. This is fine because white plays queen e2. All right, we see queen check. Okay, queen check. All right, we see queen e4, encouraging the trading off of queens again. This probably just leads to a draw. Otherwise, we drop this. All right, so we see the queen trade. It's dead equal. Oh, and white blunders. What? All right, so we see king f4, king f5. All right, look at this. We're up. Black's winning by 2. Oh, and white blunders the whole entire game. What a plot twist. Black is on the attack now and is storming through the king side. I'm hit the f pawn, push. Okay, this is just game. This is just game. And he's just teasing his opponent. This is just mean. And checkmate. Wow. What a game. This truly highlights the strength of BBC Chess and shows how formidable of a team they're going to be this year. Congratulations to uncledooo on the spectacular win. This amazing checkmate. This was an extremely impressive counterattack on the queen, so that you did this. This is what makes chess chess. So thank you for watching and tune in to see the final game, Game 4. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a great day.